Hey guys, today we're going to be talking chase lights, and I'm going to show you guys a low-cost option that you can do, and I'm going to show you guys where to put it to get the most effective use out of these lights. So yeah, I've had a lot of light manufacturers reach out to me to try out their lights. For the most part, I've been saying no, unless it's a company that I know, right? Like you saw me do a video on last fit. But when this company reached out to me, I figured it'd be a good opportunity to show you guys a very low-cost option to do chase lights, as well as over some areas that I've kind of learned along the way, because I've seen a lot of bad placement when it comes to chase lights. This video is brought to you by a company called CREE LED. Now these right here are their lights. As you can see, it's a very small company. They don't even have formal packaging like most of them do. You know, their lights are kind of generic, but they're actually pretty efficient. I'll show you what we got. And these are dual reflector pods. It has a built-in reflector on here already. Unfortunately, this is not interchangeable, so you can order them either white or amber. If you're going to do chase lights, always order amber. Amber cuts through dust much better than white light does. White just kind of gets lost in the dust. Fairly sturdy lights. It's a hyper spotlight, so it's super bright. So we got two other lights. I said yes to these guys because of their mounting solution. Now this is an optional accessory you can order for them, but they give you the option to do a lip mount. This right here is their lip mount. Allows you some flexibility on where you can mount this. You can do chase lights without doing any major modifications to the truck, which is kind of a big deal to me. I think these brackets are a really good idea. And then you can also order a harness for them. Now, if you order the lights, all you get is the lights with just a little pigtail. Those guys that have like F-150s without the upfitter switches, you're gonna need something like this. It has all the relays, the switch, all the stuff you would need to wire it into your truck. This is something that is already in the Raptor, so if you're a Raptor guy, you don't need this. You can just get the lights and do your own wiring. Let's get to it. Now, as far as placement goes, you have a couple options on where you can put these, and I've seen this put just about anywhere. Most guys put them here. It's not a bad spot, but there's a big problem with this spot. As soon as that back end bucks a little bit or goes down into a wall, the light is going to be blocked. I know it's easy to install right here. There's less cabling. You can just go straight into the cab and go from there, but this is not a good stop. It's going to get blocked. The second most common area I've seen you guys use is put it down here. Also not a good spot. This is even worse than back there because now any little thing, a bush, anything is going to obstruct the view of this light. This is not a great spot. The next most common option is to replace the third brake light and do the lights there. GJ Motorsports and Evil Manufacturing make a third brake light option. It's probably one of the best solutions out there. Problem with that is anywhere between $600 to $900 for the whole setup for the kit, gaskets, and all three lights. It gets really, really expensive and it's cost prohibitive for most people. This option right here is going to cost you around $100 and it's going to be very functional. In my opinion, the best place to put these lights is right at the back of the truck. I've seen some guys do 3D printed pockets that go in here and actually hold the lights. I've seen others actually mount them to the rail. That's an option too here. I'm going to show you guys a way to do this without having to modify this bed at all. Now this is the lip mount. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video with CREE LED, is because I saw their lip mounts and I was like, that's a great idea. The lip mount has 3 bolts. So it should be super strong enough to hold it. We went ahead and changed the angle of the bracket, and we're going to end up putting it right about there and with the light, and it's going to end up holding the light right about here. You notice it's right towards the back of the truck. Best angle, best place. Means it's going to be less obstructions. Really good solution for under $100. A little gap so you can just like hold it with one of your fingers. Okay, put it on. You got it in? Mm-hmm. Some movement there, right? But we kind of knew that going in. This is, you know, meant to be a low-cost solution. All right, let's give it the Ethan test. Oh, that's not holding well. Oh, it's about ready to pop off. Yeah, you're about ready to pop it off. You didn't tighten it enough. We got a pretty good hold on that side, but this is not holding at all, and it has to do with the unevenness of the plastic and
the metal.
The metal. You know, and the whole point of these is to do it without modification. And we have to start cutting this up. Now we're modifying. I don't want to modify. So here's the other side. I want to see what it would take to get this thing to pop off. We actually got a pretty good hold on this one. So this one actually held on really well, but like I was showing you guys, this happens a lot with a lot of your lower end lights. The mount doesn't hold weight. We've already tightened that up. Let's see, can we get this to pop off? No, we actually get this to move before it pops off. So as long as it's flush.
Yeah, as long as it's semi-flush or close to it, this is good. But unlike the other side, we can't do that.
but I think that even still, see the little mount has too much play in it. Which that might not be a bad thing to kind of hide them away, but may not be a bad idea to have a single chase light.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to tell you. Just one chase light's good enough.
I think that's what we're gonna end up doing. We're gonna run a single chase light, see how this does. All right, let's get this wired. Now this right here is their kit. You got your two pigtails coming into a relay. You got your power and your ground. We're not gonna use this whole thing. The only thing we need is the cabling here just to get it started. Now we're gonna use this little hole right here to run our cables.
Oh my god, you put your truck in the worst spot ever. There we go. The bottom of the standing thing.
You can't find the bottom? You're gonna be tempted to run this along the outside of the frame. Do not do that. So you wanna tie into existing cables. So in this case, we're gonna tie it onto here, and we're gonna go on the inside of the frame on the driver's side. If I was running cables from that side, I would bring it in through this cable loom right here. I would follow it exactly and tie it into the current cable harnesses here and run it all the way back. But do not run it on the outside of the frame. Now, another option you guys can do is you can run it inside the frame. Makes it a little bit easier because you don't have to worry about zip tying everything down. You just got to find a way to fish it through and grab it on the other side. So this is how we got the cable coming in from the back. Comes through that hole. So you tie it right here. Goes over the frame. Follow the existing cable. And right now we're at the gas tank. We're gonna keep going. Now we already have cables pre-wired here in the back from when we used to have our rack, but I'm gonna kind of walk you guys through with what you need here. Best way to do this is not run this under the whole truck and then it's better not to run this into the whole truck and into the engine bay. There's too many hot surfaces. You're gonna have to deal with exhaust and downpipes. You're gonna lose these cables. You don't want to do that. The best way to do it is to run to the upfitter switches in the cab. There's vents and grommets behind the cab that you can use to run your cables. If you guys watch our VHF video, you can see how we did it. But basically, it comes through this vent right here, comes down to the side right here. We feed this. We don't remove this part. Feed it through the channel here. Goes under here, feeds through the channel here, and then it goes to the upfitter bypass that's sitting in the cab, and that'll eventually be controlled by those little connections up there. So if you have a Raptor, just remember that that's the route you want to take. If you want to see how we did that, check out our VHF video on how we install a VHF radio. It's the same path on both sides. It's just a matter of getting to this side in order to get your power connections. You can see where the cables come out of the cab right there?
Yeah.
Get over here. And we use this tape so that we can get it over the top and doesn't hit anything vital. So Christian, start pulling, bud.
Oh, okay. Here it goes pulling.
That's all the way? Mm-hmm. So we got the cable here. We actually got to get it on this side and tie it to that loom right there. All right, from that cable loom, we come through here. See, you can kind of see the cable right there. It goes over the tank. And in between the cab is where it goes all the way to the other side and goes in to the cab through the vent. We showed you guys earlier. That's it. All right, Christian, turn them on. Woo, they're bright, aren't they?
Yeah.
Alright guys, so that's it for the install video. I think they're gonna actually work out pretty good. They're really bright. We did get them hyper spots. I don't know why. I'm kind of obsessed with hyper spots right now. They shoot farther, so I'm hoping they work out good on the trails. The lens is a little funky. I think the lens might end up catching some dirt as we play, but we'll have to see how that goes. Overall, I do like how bright they are. It is surprisingly bright. The next test is how they do on the trail. Alright, now we're much farther out and we can see that clearly. Let me kind of zoom it in a little bit for you guys so you can see what I'm talking about. See how bright that is? That's exactly what you want. And notice, the truck is at a slight angle, and because of our placement, you can see it. If we would have placed this light right behind the cab, you wouldn't be able to see it at all. So again, placement matters. All right, guys, there you go. We did a quick test. Very quick. Wow, that's bright. The light is definitely brighter than I expected, and over the next couple of weeks, we're gonna try out that lip mount, see if that lip mount lasts, and hopefully it works out good. One thing I do want to point out, this is definitely much brighter than I expected. We were out pretty far and you could see it fairly clearly, which is pretty rare for a cheap LED. Normally they're only good for a couple hundred. I think these are going to cut through the dust really good, so I'm hoping it turns out great. If you guys want to get a set, links are below on how to get all the kit. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.
Back of my head hurts. I want McDonald's.
Chicken nuggets?
Yes, I want my chicken nuggies. I only had weenies today.
How were they?
They're pretty good, actually.
How many did you have? CREE.